So
So in all the years you've been doing this, um, what's kind of been like the highlight or the most interesting thing you've ever done? Um, and it could be that coin that we talked about earlier,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if that was the most interesting, or working for the Queen, if that was the most interesting. Like, what's kind of been like the highlight of your career? I know you said you've been doing this for 50 years. Um, there's a lot of, I'm sure you've done a ton of cool things in those years, and you've mentioned a bunch of them already, but what is the one thing that you would maybe hang your hat on?
Well, it was quite funny. It was I worked in the Tower of London. It's on the Thames. It's like they've got this thing called the Crown Jewels, and they had this wine cistern. A wine cistern is like it was as big as a bath, and it weighed a quarter of a ton. And
Holy
it
cow.
was it was. They said to me originally, just take your camera in. You've got a pass, and so normal camera, no telephones or anything like that then. And I had to take pictures, and it had 110 pieces on this cistern, and it had a top of the water, so unicorns and shells, and down below it had fish and everything under the sea, and they all bolted on. And it was made in 1830, and it took 10 years to make. And by the end of the 10 years, the king who had it made was dead. And anyway, eventually,
Oh no.
Queen Victoria, she got it. So it's an interesting story is that the cistern was meant to hold wine. It was meant to hold wine bottles. But during this like interim, they like filled it up with water from Jordan for to bless their children. So, and they
Wow.
still do that now. They actually bring the water from the River Jordan and baptize their children. So, anyway, this cistern held that amount so the babies could be christened. Anyway, Queen Victoria, she decided to have a ladle made and she filled it with wine and it held 144 bottles of wine. So, in the 70s, this is in the Crown Jewels, and it's say really, really old. It's been lacquered. It's got a lacquer on it, and they hated the lacquer. And they said
Yep.
to me, "Can you remove the lacquer?" So I was under armed guard with guns and everything for 11 days. Like you, with the people following you everywhere. I had one person all the time with me. There's one thing with the working in the tower, you got a proper break. Because when you're working for a boss, you might only get 30 minutes during the
Sure.
day for a break, whereas they made you have an hour, mainly to give the policeman a break from guarding you. And I never really was sure whether it was to guard me or in case I do something wrong with the job, you might shoot me. So, but I was in
Just
there.
been
So that was
executed on the spot.
yeah, it's so funny. 11 days in the Tower of London. I was allowed to go home, but that was entertaining. Well, it was interesting because even when it was broken bits, they wouldn't let you take them away. You had to sort of
Yeah.
repair them there because
And then put it back to
nothing is ever taken out. And so it's like the mace. They said this mace has never left. Well, it's like 1660. It's never left the building, and you want to take it home to do it. He said it's not happening. It's going to stay where you are. And I had to come
Wow.
in, and I worked in this like library, which was amazing. And it was just all handwork. It was just with brushes and everything. So that's the wine cistern is what they call the Grand Punch Bowl in the Tower of London. If you ever go to London, you'll get into the Crown Jewels and you'll see that Grand Punch Bowl, and you're thinking, Steve did that.